when the Fed meets next week. Michelle Meyer, senior economist at Bank of America Merrill Lynch. She joins us from her trading floor. Michelle, good to see you.
Good to see you, Melissa.
It seems like we've been getting slow indications from the Fed chief himself when he testified before Congress, as well as from Dallas Fed President Fisher, who said markets should prepare themselves for Dr. Fed to wean them from their dependency on QE. It seems like the writing's on the wall. Do you think that that will be reaffirmed next week at the FOMC meeting?
I think they'll make it very clear that the Fed's in wait-and-see mode, which has been the case for some time. For some reason, a lot of market participants were expecting imminent QE3, which I don't think will happen. And now that the data is coming in a little bit better, is even less of a chance. In our view, the Fed's going to want to continue with its current stance of policy with Operation Twist through the end of June. Maybe pause, have a neutral policy, reinvest the maturing assets. And then if the economy slows, if growth starts to come in weaker, then go ahead with QE3. So it's really a second half, maybe even a Q4 story, not right now.
Hey, Michelle, it's Andy. What do you make of the Hills and Rath Wall Street Journal article that had the sterilized QE3, where the Fed was going to, again, buy mortgages and then, swap those things out on the short end? That hurt the dollar when it came out at about 11:20 yesterday, or when the article came out. And then basically, since we've gotten good economic data, it just blows the whole thing up. That's my view. Did you agree?
Well, I think it's one of the things that the Fed's considering. Typically, Hills and Rath's articles are very pointed, very directed, and oftentimes, he'll be very clear to talk to Fed officials beforehand. So obviously, it's something that they're considering, and for good reason, because they have to think about all the different ways that they can support the economy. It's kind of a backhanded way of doing QE. Are there problems with that type of measure? Absolutely. Do we think that's the baseline view? No. We think it's more likely they'll do the standard QE type programs.
And Michelle, just quickly, hi, it's Rebecca Patterson. We have a presidential election later this year. One question I always get around election years is, does it matter for Bernanke? If he sees weaker growth in Q3 or Q4 before the November vote, is it going to stop him? What do you think? What does history tell you?
Yeah, we get that question all the time as well, and I would have to say no. I think that Bernanke's very clear on his mission. He has a dual mandate of price stability and full employment. If he's missing on those mandates, he will go ahead and put more accommodation into the economy, regardless of what's happening with the election. Doesn't seem like a political person.
All right, Michelle, great to speak with you.
Nice to see you guys.
Michelle Meyer of Bank of America Merrill Lynch. All right, Andy, what are your